Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Nerd Buckets. I am Alex.
I am Corbin.
And today we have a special guest today.
Hi, I'm Logan.
Yes, that is indeed Logan. And today we're going to be talking about the FNAF series, or as some people know it, Five Nights at Freddy's. So, yeah, it's just in time for Halloween. The movie just came out, so that's interesting. I haven't seen it. Logan hasn't seen it. Corbin saw it.
Yeah, this is the first time
This is good.
Yes, this is the first time I was ever able to see a movie before anybody else. And it's actually kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm very sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
You're good.
Let's start it off with the games.
Yes, the games. That is
It's in the
a
game.
very good point. Yes, so, the first game, what are our thoughts on that?
Wasn't the first game originally a mobile game? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yes.
I have some of the mobile games, like, honestly, I've only played, like, in actual gameplay form. I played 2, and Sister Location, and 6. And I haven't played a lot of the stuff, but I've seen a lot of theories. I'm kind of a nerd, so I watch all MatPat, all,
Markiplier.
yeah, some Markiplier, some, what's his name? What, Wendigoon. That's it.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Corey X Kenshin.
I thought he was going to say
I've never
Dawko.
heard of him until I saw him in the movie. Yeah.
He's in the movie.
Yeah. He's on the trailer.
Oh,
Well, no, he's on the trailer, so...
he was in the trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I never saw the trailer, barely.
What's the trailer?
He's the cab driver.
Oh, he is. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I've seen the trailer.
Yeah. Of course, I thought Alex was going to say Dawko. I was just like, guys!
No, Doctor sucks. Anyway, no. But the first game really set off the series, in my opinion, and I mean, not in my opinion. It was the first game. But
I feel like
No, it was actually Chipper and Sons, Lumberco.
in my opinion, I feel like someone that truly sparked off the whole Five Nights at Freddy's franchise was, this is my opinion, was Markiplier, as he is known as the king of FNAF. So
yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
from day one, he played that game, and he started to play every other game that came out following the original game. So he's played every FNAF game, and he has had glorious reactions to him.
Yes, wonderful, iconic reactions.
How Sorry.
No, I was just saying it was wonderful, iconic reactions.
Oh, absolutely. And that kind of set off the whole indie horror genre to be as big as it is today. Because, like, we see games like Garden of Banban and basically filler games that wouldn't get popular nowadays if it was, like, released in 2002, 2003. But because of the internet, some stupid guy's like, oh, funny, scary game, and boom, 3 million views. Money. Merchandising. So, but it's interesting to look at the Five Nights series, because they really do a lot of, they do the indie horror series perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
At least the first 6.
Yes.
They kind
Definitely.
of fell off now, but anyway.
We'll talk about the Great.
Yeah, we
No, we don't talk about. No, we don't.
Some people talk about the books. I like to not think about the books because my brain doesn't.
Oh
work.
my gosh! Like the
Fueled theories.
yeah.
That's what the books really are for. They're helping you fuel like your theories and helping you fuel your imagination on what could happen in the games.
Yeah.
And the books definitely have their own place in the series. But
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's just like I'm reading stupid
I swear. Well, also I swear, like the books are some of the most abstract concepts I've ever heard. There's probably it's gotten to the point where there's like a near like Fazbear symbiote, like sort of thing.
I'm sorry, what?
There's like a well, Scott's a big old sci-fi fan, so that's why he made Sister Location the way it was, and he also added a lot of science fiction stuff like time traveling in a ball pit.
Yeah, that's fair.
The books be crazy.
Yeah.
If you told me time traveling was in Five Nights at Freddy's, I wouldn't believe you, and I don't.
If you told me that.
There's a reason why I only focus on the first 6 games, because first and foremost, they're Scott's own creation. They're the games, so they're pretty much canon, no matter what. But, and once again, they're not tied to anything like Steel Wool. It's all Scott games. So, and obviously...
Security.
Yeah, well...
Or not Security Breach, what's this called?
FNAF World.
You see it.
Ultimate Custom Night. Well, yeah, obviously. Also FNAF World. That's the most keystone game.
I forgot that existed.
Yeah, I know.
Fair.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the space one?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the little indie mini games where it's like... Those always confuse me in the series. I don't really understand why they have their full releases on Steam.
If you understand...
That's what they were.
Yeah.
Games like Freddy in Space, I think it was what it's called. Those games just like are filler.
Yeah, definitely.
The first 6 from Five Nights at Freddy's to Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and then Sister Location, and I don't remember what's next. Those are truly are there to... I cannot think of words.
Just to fill it out.
I can't think of words. But like the original 6, they're just like truly helping with the lore, and they truly are the foundation of the whole franchise.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if you know Scott's history with RPG platformers, like he's done games just like FNAF World and Freddy in Space. The most popular being The Desolate Hope, which was absolutely incredible and very underrated.
I remember Desolate Hope. That game slapped.
Yeah. Like that, yeah, he's had history with games like that, and so that kind of incorporates that same design of gameplay into his newer projects regarding FNAF.
Yeah. I feel like the first 2 games are the scariest, in my opinion, because the first one really has a Chuck E. Cheese atmosphere. It was like the first one made it a unique idea.
Lightning in a bottle.
Not a unique idea because Five Nights did it first.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing about it, is because it was basically saying what we were all thinking. It's actually quite absurd that nobody has made an animatronic horror-related piece of media that much beforehand. It's quite strange, because like everybody's had, or at least I have, and everybody I've talked with has had the same, chills or creeped outness about animatronics in a freaking, children's pizzeria. Like, it's always been really creepy and really offsetting. And it would be, people have like possessed dolls and like haunted this and haunted that, Imagine like if the animatronics came alive, that'd be even worse, because they're like, I don't know, 7 feet tall. So it's kind of
like sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. There's always this kind of creepiness when it came to children's stuff. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but like dolls, animatronics, sometimes like
clowns.
Yeah, clowns. Like things catered to children by corporate entities tend to be creepier because it's kind of disconnected from the audience. So it kind of makes sense to have like a animatronic horror game, and like I feel like the idea was really well executed in 1 and 2. Now 3 and 4, they're still good games, but in my opinion, 4 was unnecessarily scary.
Well, there's
like,
lore to reason why it is, but you know.
yeah, like because isn't it like the nightmares of
Yeah, the crying child.
the crying child? Yeah, and like it makes sense, but at the same time, I just feel like everyone was like, "Oh, Five Nights is not scary anymore," and so got Gotham thought the solution was to give him 5 million teeth.
Frankly, it worked with my dentist.
Yeah.
Bro, his dentist had to have been getting paid big, bro.
Yeah. I had a crown put in. His name is Crentist.
Prentice sounds an awful lot like dentist.
Moving on from the original trilogy and from all those games, whenever we get into Security Breach, stick with me here. That does begin the fall off of FNAF in a sense, but it like they once they released that game with whole new like better graphics, because comparing 2006 graphics to now makes it look a lot better. And whenever they also put the more open world concept into it, it provided a whole new sense of reality to millions of people, with being like, I can go here, here, here. I can actually move.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit to a camera wondering, where's Freddy? Where's Bonnie?
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, exactly.
I'm sad they killed off Bonnie, man.
Like literally, Bonnie was very important to Scott, especially because he said when he was making the original renders for the games that Bonnie is the one that he had the most nightmares about.
Hold up, I didn't finish Security Breach. Bonnie died?
No, wait, what did Security Breach? Bonnie's not even in the original Security Breach.
Am I stupid?
No, have you seen Ruin? Security Breach Ruin?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
There's an Easter egg. Once you... Do you mind if I say this stuff about Ruin?
Go ahead, I don't have the game and I don't frankly care.
Okay, so in Security Breach Ruin, if you deactivate all of the mop signs, if you deactivate all those signs, a secret door will open in Bonnie's bowling alley. And when you go behind it, you will see Glamrock Bonnie in pieces because Monty, he actually tore her to shreds to take her spot.
Whoa.
So
What? That's crazy. That is crazy.
I did hear a theory that Monty was Bonnie, but I guess he just tore Bonnie apart.
No, because I'm pretty sure Scott and like the entire FNAF team, they saw that whole theory with Monty was actually Bonnie in disguise in some way.
And they're like, nah, screw that.
Sans Ness.
But I'm so annoyed that they killed her off because she was one of the key characters in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And then also
Not your opinion, everyone's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
She was literally in the original.
The first three. Also. Oh, go ahead.
But then they turned Foxy into Roxy. Bro, just keep it as Foxy. Why change that name?
Yeah, I mean, they need more stuff for the roster so they can make more plushes.
Oh yeah, merchandise,
more merch.
money,
merch. Yeah.
Like, and then there are so many theories going along with the FNAF games. So many theories. Thank you, Matt Pat, for all of these theories.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
dude, the whole game theory team is working like to the bone ever since this franchise started. I feel like sometimes I wonder if Matt Pat is sick of hearing just the word Freddy's or Five or Nights or at. Somebody just says at, and he's just like, ah!
or
Scary. Sorry.
No, I get it. It's, yo! Yeah,
like,
theory!
scared of the letters S, N, and A.
Yeah.
Also, Matt Pat, even though he does all of these theory videos for the 4 different channels he has, he does. I don't know if you guys have seen these. He does like live streams every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
This time, and his goal, majority of the time, is to raise $1 million, and he does.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, he does all of this work, but as soon as he goes to raise money for it, he knows he can raise it just because he's doing it for a good probable cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And he's Matt Pat.
Yeah.
He's also Matt Pat.
And Markiplier shows up in every single one, pretty much.
Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, a couple others.
Yeah.
Of the big YouTube names, YouTube icons and stuff like that.
Mark Rober showed up one time, right?
Yeah, Mark Rober has shown up. There's been just a lot of like YouTube icons have showed up in those live streams. I know personally, I may or may not have sat through one of the full live streams.
Hey, yeah.
6, 7, 8 hours. I have no regrets.
Yeah. No, dude, like I've sat through like 6 hour stuff before. Yeah, definitely. It's worth it. It's kind of cool just to see everything going down, and it's cool that they can go that long.
Yeah.
That's true. Like, I would be, if I was in their position, I would be able to go and stream for like a solid 2.5 hours. I don't want to sit in front of a camera talking to, who knows, maybe 100,000 plus people for 8 hours. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, and they get coated in paint.
Yeah.
Like,
The
their
dedication.
manager helping that, so.
Yeah. The dedication they need to like sit down and do a full 8 hours of talking about a fake bear, and how he supposedly bit a child's head off. You know?
Yeah, what was that? No, yeah, literally, it's like, oh, let's talk about child dismemberment while we donate to children.
Yeah. So they're like, maybe this guy died instead of this guy. No, the crying child is not a child, but he's a 40-year-old man making theory videos about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, well, crap. You just got the movie. No, I'm just kidding.
So, real quick, this is a theory that I saw from Matt Pat, as always. He was saying that in Security Breach, we're going back to this horrible thing. He was saying that what is the name of the main child in that game? Gregory. He said that Gregory was actually a robot.
That's what I heard.
Like,
that was interesting, because like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Sorry,
because Freddy says something, because whenever in the beginning of the game, Freddy scans him and says there's something wrong with him, but he didn't he didn't scan like any internal organs, and it just like that's what really started and fueled that theory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the whole thing about how the antagonist is Afton, but not just Afton, but Afton's wife. That whole thing was interesting.
Interesting.
This is completely off topic, but a video I saw was a clip from Security Breach. Whenever Vanessa catches Freddy underground in the med bay, he says, Vanessa, life goes on and on and on. Thank you, Internet.
Freddy Tree, Oliver Freddy, I don't know.
Do the gritty, Gregory.
Do the gritty, Gregory.
Gregory.
Go, superstar.
Game Among Us.
No, but Security Breach in terms of gameplay, one of the best gameplays.
Oh yeah.
Of all
We needed a free roam FNAF game.
Yeah,
I love the first formula, but it got old after the second one. So like the
Sit
fact
and
that
survive.
you were like, you can actually move, and it's kind of like Sister Location, but not as
That's what I was going to say. They like implemented like the whole moving idea into that game in sister location, but they fully put it in effect with the free roam concept into Security Breach.
It's
so like the gameplay is great. In terms of scariness and lore, that's where they fell off because that game is not scary even when it tries. The fact that the scariest thing in that game is a map bots.
They appear out of thin air, bro.
I know. Yeah. Just like the originals, like when they just sneak into your office, you know.
But like as I said earlier, like YouTube icons like Markiplier, MatPat, Corey Kenshin, they truly made the whole FNAF franchise skyrocket in views and skyrocket in gameplay and like players and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So they definitely were able to like gather so many audiences. Definitely because. I mean, the people who were watching Markiplier before, they were like watching the Minecraft stuff and whatnot, and they were just, watching him. I don't know. I just feel like the games themselves not only helped Markiplier, it was kind of a mutual thing. It helped Markiplier, it boosts his views, and then it boosts downloads and purchases of the game, and yeah.
And because of the popularity, the fan base kind of split into two. There's the children. And there is the adults who like the horror aspect in the movie. Not the movie. Like the horror aspect and the kind of scariness of the thing. Whereas the kids are like, ha ha, silly man, go. Ha ha ha.
I really was surprised because as a kid, like, I was freaking, I don't know, like around 10. 9 or 10 when these games came out. Before both of you were born, obviously. No, just kidding. But anyway, when these games came out, they scared the ever living crap out of me, and I was real surprised to see like children kind of just attach themselves to this. I'm like, well, it has a lot to do with killing kids. Why do you feel safe? And so
it's weird. It's like it reminds me of like the little kid who's like, yeah, I've seen it, and like. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like
goofy odd clown.
It. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
I don't know. Yeah. Some kids are just desensitized. I guess their parents let them watch like whatever they want. So
let them watch like Jason, Freddy.
Oh yeah. I had a friend growing up. Like when I was like freaking 6 or 7. He was always talking about those movies like Jason and Freddy, and I was like, oh, what are those?
Yeah.
I am a sheltered child. What are those?
Yeah, I am a very sheltered child.
It's called being homeschooled.
It's called being homeschooled, living in a basement, living off of Hot Pockets, and,
Hey, yo, Hot Pockets be bussin', though.
Yeah. They be, like, underrated. Everybody's like, oh, you're a basement dweller, you eat Hot Pockets. No, dude, Hot Pockets are the feast of kings.
How do we get from Five Nights at Freddy's to Hot Pockets?
Both are reconfigurations of pizza.
Hey, we freestyle on this. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
New theory, Freddy's a Hot Pocket.
Lord!
The theory. A game theory.
Lord!
This is what happens when you put 3 degenerates in one talk about one topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially when it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, I like the Funny Bear game. Anyway, so about the state of our economy.
About Hot Pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket.
This is gonna be the entire podcast.
That's what we want. I'm gonna change the name. It's gonna be all about Hot Pockets.
Hot Pocket buckets.
Okay, this is good.
Yes. Anyways, so Security Breach was good, but not in terms of lore and stuff. And in my opinion, out of the core 6, I've got to say that 4 is the weakest, or 4 or 3 are the weakest games.
Yeah.
In the actual 4 or 6, excluding Security Breach, because that's just a hot mess of garbage.
In terms of lore.
In terms of lore, right?
Yeah.
The gameplay again, amazing.
Yeah,
But,
it's such a huge map, and I think
besides
that's
the glitches. Besides the glitches.
oh,
That was some. That was some EA level crap.
Oh yeah.
Sports.
E.
And yeah, we're degenerate.
We're starting to progress into like the third stage of dementia.
Yes, but
okay, but going back, I'm gonna just take this whole train and move it back to FNAF.
Good idea.
Going back onto like FNAF, like the books help truly with the lore, and then the original 6, they also like they are the how does my brain want to explain this? They provide the gameplay to fuel the books, to fuel the brains of people.
Yeah, the theorists.
Theorists. My brain can't think sometimes.
It's okay. It's like literally like late. Well, it's not late for me, but it's late.
It's only 9:50. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I never sleep anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm back.
I'll probably, most likely, knowing me, go back on to Overwatch after this podcast.
Yeah. Nice. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the books helped to kind of, once again, fuel the theorist's mind of like, oh, this could add some context to that of the original games. Like for me, like I said, the books you could actually, it's kind of interesting because the books you can choose to have added to the series or not. It's kind of a nice like, oh, if you want to, if you want to have the books provide context for the rest of the games, go ahead. If you want some of that time traveling ball pit Phasgoo action. Then go ahead if you're more that type of person. I personally like to stay within the grounded, like dark, dusty pizzeria, and so like with just mainly the original story. Like I like something simple and something spooky, because like for me the outlandish ideas and themes of the books are absolutely just strange, but I think they're cool at the same time because it's Scott just expressing himself. Artistically.
Yeah. I appeared out of nowhere.
Hello!
Hi again. I don't know what that was.
Anyway.
Hello and welcome to camp.
We're gonna keep making this joke.
Another Game 3 joke. They're not original.
Warning to the viewer. We're gonna relate to Matt in any way possible.
Yeah. I am become Matt Pat, theorizer of games.
No, but in your guys' opinion, which one is the superior Five Nights game?
Go ahead.
Honestly, I would say, okay, if I'm gonna pick 2 for 2 different reasons. Out of 2, like I'm gonna pick 2. No, like I'm gonna pick 2 of the games. Out of gameplay wise, I want to say this. I'm just gonna base it off the original 6. I'm just gonna say that. In my opinion, off gameplay, Sister Location has more of the better gameplay, but like physical scares, it's gonna be the second game. It's gonna be FNAF 2 for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
Yep.
Go ahead.
Like every time I base like stuff off like which one's my favorite, I always want those 2 categories: gameplay or, in FNAF's case, scares.
Yeah, I really agree with that, especially with 2. 2 is insane. Alex can vouch.
2 is really good. Yeah.
2 is really, really good.
FNAF 1 was originally a mobile game, so you can't really do too much with that. But once they started overarching into PC, like into that whole area of expertise, that's when they have more capability to implement the true scares that they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
They used, by the way, the engine was Click Team USA, and it
That's
was
crazy.
yeah,
I never heard of that.
it's basically like a pseudo Flash. Like it's very interesting. Like they were able to push the Click Team to its limits, especially with Sister Location. So yeah, I'll have to give it in terms of gameplay. Like Sister Location gives you a variety, but since Sister Location isn't much of a challenge in some places, once again, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that 2 is the one that gives you the challenge and the replayability that Sister Location doesn't have, and the scares. Oh yes, the scares.
And Balloon Boy's laugh in that game was truly terrifying.
Yeah.
Just hearing a child's laugh late at night will haunt you, will traumatize you.
He's coming for your batteries.
And again, it goes back to the thing I mentioned earlier with like the kids horror type thing. How for some reason childlike wonder and horror are so connected.
Oh yeah.
They kind of give off the same feel, which is like that uneasiness.
Oh yeah, like the whole point is that they're trying to mess with your childhood. If they can take something, a part of you that feels nostalgic and safe, and twist it, then you have nowhere to run, and that's what gets the scare.
And it makes you vulnerable, and that's what horror does, and I think that's a really like good idea. I'm sounding demented right now.
No, you're sounding like a good idea? Question mark.
Yes, prey on their vulnerability. Prey on it. Anyway,
William Afton is in the chat.
I always come.
I always come back.
So have you guys seen like the stuff they're doing with Unreal Engine recently?
I have not.
5 Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah. So I would love if they did this. I want them to recreate the original 6 using Unreal Engine.
Yes. And make it free roam.
That will reignite the flame of the whole franchise.
Yes.
And free roam. If you actually got to explore the entire, all the restaurants and all
the entire
free roam.
Imagine trying to survive.
It's kind of like FNAF VR, but
imagine trying. You can actually walk around. Like imagine trying to survive in the original pizzeria, but since it's not like Security Breach and it's so big, it's a lot smaller, and so you're gonna have to find. You have limited options of finding hiding places. There's like tons of fan games actually with this kind of premise. And I really urge you guys to... Yeah. There's games like that. There's a free roam FNAF 1 game. There's like tons of absolutely amazing and incredible fan games out there, which are free for the taking. And I played... It's funny. They used what I thought was my idea, but apparently it would make sense that it wasn't because obviously Murder Animatronics. They used the original 1970s Chuck E. Cheese and made a FNAF game out of that, and it is absolutely amazing.
Bro, did you see that Chuck E. Cheese is trying to the rest of the movie?
Yep. Oh.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, they're trying to ride on the coattails, and they're gaslighting everybody. They are gaslighting everybody right now.
Like I saw that someone is using Unreal Engine to recreate Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh.
Like the whole game with like the entirety of the game, and I'm like, bro, how are they? They're all of their time and effort.
That's gonna be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
But it's gonna be so good though, because Ocarina of Time was such a good game.
Yeah.
Unto itself. So and now that they're using Unreal Engine to recreate it, just makes it
brings it on to a whole new level.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, like Yeah, this Unreal Engine 5 is definitely going to unlock a lot of new potential. Like, if you look at the whole Unrecord, I guess that's the game name, I forgot, but if you look at that, yeah.
genre.
Oh, it's going to do wonders for the horror genre. Because already, if you've seen, like, of course, with Kane Pixels, The Backrooms, and the oldest View series with the Rolling Giant, which is my favorite of his videos, literally, like, it was like if it looks very similar to Unreal Engine 5. Of course, it looks better because it's on video, so it doesn't have to deal with programming and whatnot on that end. But it looks so realistic. Alex, you saw the video with the mall and everything.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That one, yeah. Like, imagine that, but you can play it as a horror game.
That's crazy. That would be, yeah.
I mean, so like literally, like I said, if you haven't seen the Rolling Giant yet, Logan, check it out because it is innovative in terms of 3-dimensional technology, CGI.
Okay, I might need to go do that. That's
Yeah?
Yeah.
just like everything with the. Okay, I feel like we need like slowly introduce the movie into the whole concept of the whole game, of the whole franchise. There.
Yeah.
That's the word.
They're gonna have to. Here's the deal. I want to tell you right now, Logan, and this is not a spoiler, but this is just a heads up before you make any theories. The movie is not based on the game's timeline at all.
Okay, interesting.
Just gonna say that.
I'm gonna let you speak on this first.
So, like, what do you want me to say about it?
What you think?
Okay, what I think about the movie. I'll try to give you a non-spoiler review. Hello, everyone. This is Running on Empty movie review. So I'm gonna be So the movie itself is actually it's really really good. Basically, nobody really hams it up except for a little bit by Matt Pat, but that was just for fun. It was for funny. But like the serious tone of the movie takes a serious tone. It's very nice. It doesn't take itself too seriously because of course Scott's a troll, and so it's got some real good laughs in it. It's really funny as well as it has some real good spooky parts. And a lot of people were complaining because it wasn't R-rated that there's not a lot of gore in it, and I do see the complaints to some degree. But remember, there's a child fan base for this film. And there are some places where I can see it literally, genuinely, like, there are some graphic things in here that can spook a child, certainly. Maybe even, like, there's some stuff that I was surprised that they kind of pushed the limit. And so, yeah, it was very interesting how things turned out. The plot itself, some were complaining that it was a little slow in terms of getting to the animatronics doing things. And I can kind of echo that sentiment, but at the same time, it wasn't slow to me. Like, the characters were interesting enough to where I didn't realize that a lot of time had went by. Mike is not Mike Afton. He's Mike Schmidt. He's Mike Schmidt, like in the original games. Like he's the like you know how his name in the game is Mike Schmidt. As an alias, it's Mike Schmidt in this too.
Okay, interesting.
It's funny though because they've already the Steve Raglan character. This is what everybody says. We all know who he is. Yes, the career counselor. Yeah, Zoinks. It's Shaggy. Yeah, we know who he is. So he's still Will.i.am. You know, he's in this movie, and obviously, you know, Springtrap is in this movie. So yeah, and I feel like he's very. I'm just gonna tell you up. This is one of my major disappointments of the movie. He's very underutilized. Like he is only. I'm pretty sure. Like I can be confident to say that he was probably took him 3 days to like film his scenes. and that was it. And I that was just sad because he was such a good character. So I'm hoping to see more of him if there is a sequel. I mean, yeah, I'm hoping to see more of him. I wish we could see more of him, like just as a career counselor, because that sort of thing. Because if he shows up as Spring Bonnie in this, like how it's like, oh, okay, well, that was quick. So, but yeah, but still, he's a great character. You're gonna love him, and he serves as the pseudo phone guy in this film, which it was hilarious when I saw it because I'm like, oh my gosh, like Matt Pat's theory about in the original game, like the early theory about the phone guy being the killer, even though it wasn't true in the games, it's true in this movie. So so it's just like, yay, Matt Pat actually gets the theory right, but it wasn't for the games, it was for the movie. So yeah, so he's
apparently the first scene they filmed was the scene with Matt Pat.
Oh, it is, yeah. Did you see like Matt Pat's video on it?
I saw the first. I just saw the introduction. That was it.
Yeah, okay, good, because he does reveal a few things about the movie. So
yeah, that's why I got off, because I want to watch the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, but like literally though, in terms of like I said, when the animatronics aren't around doing their animatronic things, I still am enjoying this film because the characters are intriguing enough and like kind of relatable in some ways, and they're very interesting. Josh Hutcherson is Mike. He plays Mike exactly the way I expect him in the games. At least in terms of like the quiet guy. He is quiet.
Yeah.
But he's got this like sort of seriousness to him, like he's down on his luck, and that's what I feel like Mike in the games was like. He was quiet and down on his luck, and Josh Hutcherson just kind of takes the way his character is shown, the way he does the things that he does. Like there's a lot of plot revealing stuff that I can't talk about because of the things that he does, but it makes so much sense, and he's a really good character. He and Abby are like a real good like team, and he's watching out after her. And then Vanessa, who shows up in this film.
That's White.
Yeah, if you saw the trailers, that's her, the blonde police person. Yeah.
Huh. Why do they have Vanessa?
I told you, this, no, well, I'm pretty sure the way the movies are going, it's not going to go into Security Breach. It's just going to have its own contained universe. Like I said, these movies are not going in the direction that the games are. Like, it's not the same story. So Vanessa shows up, and she kind of basically just she's kind of sadly most of her lines are just exposition, like, oh, this place is where the kids died, but anyway, bye. Yeah. But she actually does act, like, in terms of her character, of who she is, she cares for Mike, and she cares for Abby more than Mike, obviously, and she cares for them because she knows she kind of knows what's going on, and so she just, she's just out there to add extra protection out there, and she was like a listening ear to Mike. There's, like, so much stuff I want to say that would make more sense, but, I can't. But she's like she's a good character when she's not just exposition dialogue, the person. And so I think the whole, like, I really love the chemistry between her, Abby, and Mike. Like they're kind of cool. Just seeing them all together is really, really neat. But yeah. But anyway, so and the end of the movie. The climax, wonderful, loved it. It is a new way to look at the franchise. Once again, it's different. Like I said, it's not like it's different than what you. Well, I mean, I guess you would expect it because people are like, "Oh, Spring Bonnie's in here," but like Spring Bonnie doesn't show up in like the first game. But he shows up in the first movie, so therefore that's how you know that this movie's going to be different from the game timeline, as well as Vanessa just popping in for some reason. But but the ending was great. Corey just existing in this movie is pretty good. Matt Pat was hilarious. You're gonna love his lines if you haven't heard them already.
I have not heard them yet. I would love to.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for the movie, man.
Yeah,
The stuff you're describing just like make me more excited to watch the movie, man.
yeah. I mean, it was really good, and it's funny like the amount of like there's like a lot of good twists, like a lot of good twists and turns, and yeah. I mean, it's really good. And oh, what was I thinking? There's one part of the film that's just I had it in the back of my head, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, well, he's always there. He always comes back.
I feel like the casting of this movie was just really good.
It is good.
Like we definitely did not have another Chris Pratt as Mario type of situation.
Oh no, everybody was perfectly cast in my opinion.
He did good though.
He did good, but
yeah. Well, he wasn't like, hey, paisanos.
Like it's not like we wouldn't like it. No one would take it seriously if, say, Jack Black was William Afton.
No, they perfectly casted freaking Matthew Lillard, and they perfectly, in my opinion, some people were like, "Oh, Josh Hutcherson was underwhelming," but to me, like literally compared to a very silent, non-visible protagonist, yeah, I think Josh Hutcherson did an great job, and like I said, the chemistry between like the whole trio of him, Vanessa, and Abby really worked out for me. Like he's a great older brother, and it's really cool. I don't know. You're gonna have to see the movie. I wish. Okay, one thing I wish there was more of in this film was more jump scares, because
that's like what the series is known for.
Yeah.
Are there a decent amount, or
there's a few. There's like a tiny amount. Like there's a handful. There's not enough. There is much to be desired.
Known for.
I know. I was like, oh, well, okay.
Dumb.
Yeah.
I'm still wanting to really, really see the movie, though.
Oh no! Like it still holds up. Like I said. Oh, it still holds up. It still holds up. But the jump scare part needs lots of like the movie didn't scare me just because I watch a lot of movies with scary stuff in it. And just I knowing Scott, he would feel awful if he did way too demonic things for children, because I know Scott and what his beliefs are and his convictions and everything, and so he doesn't want to go too far on certain accounts, and that's the whole reason why he turned down so many scripts earlier on, is because the fact that these people were pushing for a way heavier, way darker, way grittier version of his original vision. But also they were messing with his story and everything, and Scott, and that's one beautiful thing about this movie is Scott's sense of humor is in this movie. Like you can tell there's so much heart in this film in terms of, because Scott was on the project 24/7. He was basically the director. He's like, okay, yeah, I like this, but like literally it was funny because Matt Pat explained that on the set when Scott came on, nobody knew who he was. They just knew that they had to listen to his every word, which is great. But yeah, like it has a lot of good humor. I love the humor in this because, once again, Scott is a troll, and so his sense of humor is sprinkled in this film. And I like that. He's like a big old nerd, and I really enjoy that. It's funny because once again, Matt Pat described him as having a classic Zelda shirt when he walked on set. All these other people are in uniform, and Scott just shows up in a Zelda shirt. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome.
And the true nerd he is.
Yeah, exactly.
We love that of him. Like,
yeah.
He's not gonna dress up all fancy schmancy just for filming his movie, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's gonna wear a Zelda shirt, and you're gonna
Yeah, well, this is his movie, so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
feel like he should have worn like a Five Nights at Freddy's related shirt, but no, Zelda.
Yeah, that would have been too on the nose, maybe.
Yeah. We can talk about the whole Zelda franchise another day, but
Oh, absolutely.
that's a whole other thing
Yeah.
with various opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like Scott's a very down to earth dude. He like literally just this one kid sent him a letter about Foxy being his favorite character, and Scott's like, "Aw, so you know what? I'm gonna send him a plush and like a bunch of other Foxy merchandise, and send him a reply letter that was from Foxy."
Scott just likes to connect with his community in the best way he can.
Yeah.
There are millions of people a part of this whole community. So, like, just him sending stuff to a kid who loves Foxy, that's just so wholesome of him to do.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, yeah.
He's not doing it for content. He just wants to connect with his younger audience and make them feel like they are heard with their opinions.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly why he made, I guess that's why the movie was made PG-13 and why it was toned down, because yeah, like there are children who like this franchise. Like he literally gets letters from them all the time. And so
Yeah, and I definitely feel like they've struck like a good balance of scary and meeting the kind of like more child demographic.
Oh yeah.
The fan base.
Oh yeah, because like go ahead.
Yeah, with the exception of Security Breach.
That was a little too nerfed.
Yeah.
Just just a little bit.
Bright colors.
Just a little.
The ruined DLC helped to kind of make it creepy again, and also the finale, like the true ending of Security Breach, also helped because it called back to the older games.
Oh yeah, when
Burn Trap, that whole
Security
thing.
Breach, spoilers. One of my favorite parts was when Freddy got like absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. In fact, when all of them got destroyed, you know.
Yeah. It was kind of a stupid ending, but it's also good. Like I'm mixed on that ending because, like, in theory, it would have been an awesome ending.
Theory.
But they added some details that made it not that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, like once again, I think the reason why Security Breach is so different is because I think Steel Wool took a lot of creative control with Security Breach.
This is how we can franchise. We can make money off of this.
Money.
So like it became more about them franchising the branding than the actual.
Well, if we make brighter color animatronics, then you know kids respond to bright colors. I'm sure that it was their decision, and yeah, like in my opinion, Glitch Trap looks like a freaking cartoon character.
Oh, Glitch Trap! Don't get me started on Glitch Trap. I do not care about Glitch Trap at all.
Boy's not even scary.
Yeah,
he looks like a Skylanders boss, to be quite honest.
Bro, he does. Bro.
Skylanders.
We could do another video.
Yeah, we can just do a whole new path with Skylanders.
I'm gonna take some notes on some future topics.
Yeah,
just keep talking.
That's good idea. Yeah, Skylanders. Wow. Imagine like a FNAF Toys to Life game.
They've actually made
the AR
trading. No, they made a trading board game.
Oh.
Yeah, that came out recently, and the inner nerd in me has been tempted because it's Pokemon, but with FNAF. And there's figurines, and I want to collect them all and spend all my paychecks on them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's like once again, it's funny how FNAF can be. Like, it can take like a tone, like, oh, it's so dark and gritty, and it's about murder, and then all of a sudden, like, there's games like FNAF World and Security Breach, which just like, but the funny part is that FNAF World was made ironically.
Yeah.
Once again,
And
it's
FNAF World. I feel like FNAF World is underrated because, like, the RPG aspects in that game are crazy.
well, yeah. That's how Scott started.
Has so many characters. Yeah.
The roster is big.
The roster is crazy. It rivals Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like
One of these days I'm in here. I'm gonna be doing a yeah counter, and at the end of the episode, I will tell you how many times we said yeah.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for listening in. Be sure to leave a like and do whatever you want. So, yeah. Any final statements, guys?
Yeah, guy. Oh wait, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed this conversation. I think it was super cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation as well. Because we like to talk about this junk, and let us know in the comments down below what other stuff you want us to talk about. Also,
do you agree with our opinions? Are our opinions cool? If not, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
Skill issue.
Yeah, superiority complex. Yeah,
Yes.
but yeah,
Opinions are objectively right.
yeah, exactly.
I got one final thing to say.
All right.
Like collectively putting everything we've said today about the games, the theories, the movie, and the whole franchise unto itself, the FNAF sparked the entire indie horror game whole concept, and it just like that was a foundation and a breaking point for the whole internet, and just
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it made a movie in 8 years. Something Super Mario didn't do for a long, long time.
yeah.
Well, I mean, technically they made a movie, but that was
Shut up. There's no movie that didn't came out.
Peaches. Sorry.
There's only one movie that came out. It came out with Jack Black. There's no movies before that. I don't know what you're talking about.
definitely not one in 1980 at all.
No, definitely not.
1990.
Yeah, definitely not. I would bury that so deep in the ground.
Yeah.
And as we said, we have enough time. That's enough time for this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, that's just a theory.
A game theory. Alright.
Bye.
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 Bye.